And welcome to episode number 4 in this series of videos. Thank you for joining me. In the last episode you caught ear of my CD player, so now it's time to catch sight of it. Now there are people out there who would have us believe that the CD is dead or is somehow dying, you know, in this day and age of having what you want immediately. In fact, not just immediately, but yesterday, you know. Downloads and streaming, Spotify, etc, etc. Well, no, it hasn't killed off the CD. The CD is pretty much alive and well, thank you very much. And so is this player, despite being over 20 years old. This is a Technics SL-PS770D, and this came out in the late 90s, I believe 1997. And it was the top of the range model at the time, in a range of 5 players. At the bottom of the range you had the 380A, which was your bog standard player, did exactly what it should do, but didn't come with a remote control. You then had the 480A, which was the same player, but with the addition of the remote control. In the middle of the range you had the 580A, which I actually owned back in the late 90s, and a very good player too. This added track skip buttons for directly accessing tracks 1 to 10, for example, and an anti-vibration chassis, which made the player a little taller. And then you had the 2 higher end players. You had the S670D, which looks similar to this, and this added headphone outputs and optical digital outputs. And then finally this one, the 770D, which adds Class A DA converter for improved sound, what's known as virtual battery operation, apparently to isolate circuits and therefore prevent interference and noise, which is just another way of saying it's got capacitors in it, you know, battery. It's a capacitor, actually. And this player also seems to use their Technics rather funky proprietary capacitors, which are made from a Japanese bamboo known as take, which is supposed to offer superior performance. And, well, I've got to believe them, because this player is absolutely terrific. You know, it has that typical Technics sound of rich, warm bass and treble, which is smooth and never offensive, never grates on the ears. And this player, I mean, despite having owned the 580A in the past, this one surpasses that in terms of clarity. It's certainly not a muffled sounding player. And this is actually the 3rd player I've had in this system since I started building it back in August of last year. When I started building this system, I thought, right, I've used the 580A player, it was fantastic, it never let me down, I'll have that one again, thank you. So I found one for a good price on Fluteboy, and well, it didn't work. After 20 years, the laser was knackered. So I thought, okay, new laser transport, bog standard Philips standard issue laser transport, £11. I can replace that, not a problem. So I did so, and well, it only sort of half worked. You know, it would read some discs and then not others. So I thought, right, well, that didn't end well, so I'm going to have to I need a CD player to tide me over. So I had to get rid of that non-working 580A, and I traded down to the 380A, the one that didn't have the remote control. And if ever there was a CD player with, you know, such a, you know, uninvolving listen, it would be that one. You know, two-dimensional is, you know, just not describing the sound that came out of it. You know, you put on a disc and it's like, oh, you want music, do you? Okay, here it is. Here's music. And sonically, it just didn't grab you. It didn't delight. Kind of left you wanting. So I actually got lucky and spotted this, the top of the range model, for a very good price. So I thought, yes, third time lucky. Come on, player number 3. Can't fail this time. And terrific. Fully works. Whoever owns this before me looked after it, probably hardly even used it because it is in fantastic condition. And despite using, as I say, a standard issue Philips laser transport that exists in almost every other CD player out there, Technics always seem to wring that little bit more out of it. Like, for example, very quick track search and disc reading. You know, no waiting around. Not like that cheapo CD player I had years ago with the, I believe, a Sanyo laser transports. You put the disc in, you hear it spin up, and you skip to track 10 and you hear the laser head is slowly moving towards the relevant track. Then you hit stop and you hear as it's moving back to the start position. You get none of that with a Technics player. It does what it should do, and it does it damn fast. So let's give this a go. Dropping the disc. There you go, no waiting around. There's the how many tracks, how much time. And let's hit play. She absolutely loves this track, by the way, my other half. Well, there's a thing called copyright, so we can't play too much of that. Number 2. See, straight away, no waiting. Number 8. Quick, easy, silent. None of this, oh, you want track 8, do you? Okay, here we go. 'll play so much more of that if I could, but we all know how YouTube works these days. Just can't seem to do that. So yeah, the absolutely lovely sounding player. If some Technics products sound muffled, this one certainly doesn't. What should we have? Track number 7 on this. Again, not too much of it because, well, you just can't. And skipping through the track is also nice and quick. No messing about. Uh, 10 plus 1. No, I always get that wrong. Plus 10, 1 and 1 makes 11. This is Squeeze, by the way. Oh, hello, the cat wants to join in. Not just now, if you don't mind. Shooting the video, don't you know? Forgot where I was now. Thank you for that. You made me lose my train of thought. One of my favourite albums, this, Play by Squeeze from 1991. You want to be in this video, don't you? Here, alright, come round here. Come round here. She's determined to start. There you go. Up here. Gooey. Don't knock that camera. I know you're about to knock it there. Certainly got the loudest purr, that's for sure. 10 years old, by the way. That's Peaches. Gorgeous. Okay, so there's the CD player. As I said, third time lucky, and this one might continue to bring me happiness. And to you guys out there in YouTube land, thank you again for watching. Like, subscribe, and most of all comments, you know, because I don't seem to get many comments on these videos, so type a few words and I'll appreciate you for it. Thanks for watching.